Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
You hear the screeching of an owl. You hear the wind begin to howl. You know there's zombies on the prowl. And it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again. And you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time. You hear the beating of your heart. You know the screaming's gonna start. Here comes the really scary part. 'Cause it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again. Oh, you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time. All the trees begin to moan, and the monsters grunt and groan, rotting faces full of slime. Don't you know it's terror time? And it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. Yes, it's terror time again. Oh, you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
It's showtime.
Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
Give me the third clap. Oh, hey, everybody. What's going on, spooky people? BrettMan back here for Chills and Thrills. And guess what? We're in the new month. So guess what that means? We're into a new theme. And the theme for September and October is going to be classic horror movies. Pretty much, we're going to dive into some of the best horror movies that the genre absolutely has to offer. And I cannot wait to start off with the one that honestly just means the lot. Like, this movie means the most to me, not only as a horror fan, but just as a person individually, because this movie has given me so much. And that movie is a little movie called The Conjuring. And plus, I figured tonight is a good night to do The Conjuring because this weekend released The Conjuring 4 Last Rites, which I saw that movie earlier today. And if you are a fan of the Conjuring series, I will go ahead and say that this was a great conclusion to the Warrens' story within the Conjuring universe. So you all should absolutely go out to the theater and see it. But I would just say do that after you hang out and chill with me and we get those thrills on. So let me say hello to the chat, and then I will go over with what my first thoughts about The Conjuring is on my very first watch as you all get your Conjuring movies ready, which this movie is available on HBO Max. So let's do it. Let's welcome everybody to the chat. Let's see here. We got Ashton. What's going on there, Ashton? How are you doing, buddy? Saying, don't forget to slash that like button, subscribe, and share. Yes, absolutely, because we are over that 100 subscriber mark, and I am just, again, I am thrilled that we got that goal accomplished within the first month of doing Chills and Thrills. So that is awesome. I am planning I want to believe right now to the top of my head, because I'm not looking at a calendar. September the 26th is going to be on Friday, September 26th, for the 100th subscriber live stream special, where we watch a surprise, just a secret horror movie that's going to be determined based on our will for all the suggestions that I am getting. So if you have not suggested a horror movie on my wheel, say it in the chat. I'll take a picture of it and I will get your suggestion and you on that wheel. And if your horror movie wins, I will give you a humongous shout out for it. So let's continue saying hello to everybody. We got Paula, first time here. Well, Paula, welcome to Chills and Thrills, and hopefully you're staying spooky, especially we're inching a little closer, 1 month away before that big old October spooky season. I can't wait. We got Chester. What's going on there, Chester? How are you doing? We got Erica. What's going on there, Erica? Erica, I'm not sure if you saw in the chat area where I asked you and Paula to pick a horror movie to add on to that wheel to determine that 100th special. So name me a horror movie that you like to see me do a watch party for. It could be any horror movie that you want. All right, let's see here. Who else we got in here? Just scrolling down, trying to catch back up. Let's see here. We got Byron. What's going on there, Byron? How are you doing, my friend? We got Gory Tiger. What's going on there, Gory? Brother Fluff. Yes, fuck the Gators. That's awesome. I was so happy. I got to watch that before hitting that live button. So far my Saturday has been awesome. All right, let's see here. We got Yo Adrian. How you doing? What's going on there, Adrian? Hopefully all's going well with you. Let's see here. I thought I saw Mika here. Yes, I did. There's Mika from Double Feature Podcast. And Ashton, thank you so much for sharing Double Feature Podcast's YouTube link, as those lovely ladies, I believe, are going live tomorrow night to talk things about Conjuring and Conjuring 4. I'm definitely going to be there in the chat. So I'm very looking forward to hanging out into the chat as the Double Feature Podcast do their thing. See here, who else we got in here? We got Gene Whitacombe. What's going on there, Gene? How are you doing? Hopefully all is going well with you. This is one of our favorite movies. This is definitely one of my favorite horror movies, so that is awesome. Erica says, love the Conjuring franchise, and I'm excited for this. Well, guess what? I'm excited too, but I'm glad you're excited and everyone else in the chat is excited, and you all will be watching along here with me tonight. All right, let's see here. Who else we got here? Adrian, I will mention that here in a minute, as like kind of like the credits roll and everything, because I did get a chance to see this on the big screen, not this past Monday, but like 2 weeks ago Monday is where I saw this in the theater for the very first time. Amazing experience. All right, let's see here. Who else we got? I gotta get things scrolling here. Shot by Shot. I believe you are new here on Chills and Thrills. Welcome. I am the BrettMan, and hopefully you are hanging out with our spooky people in the chat. And consider hitting that subscribe button, because it definitely makes all the difference in the world. And plus, it takes 5 seconds to do it, so super easy to do. Let's see. All right, I think we are all caught up here. So before I decide to get this movie underway, I want to describe my first thoughts about this movie. And I'm not sure, again, some people new in the chat, or some people that probably don't got to know me very well, or as well as some of the others. So pretty much let me say the big thing. The Conjuring was the horror movie that made me an official horror movie fan. Brad tried his hardest to get me to watch these scary movies like Paranormal Activity, and I was having none of it. I had a horrible opinion on the horror community and for horror movies in general. They're all about the blood and guts and jump scares, and they don't really care about telling really good stories. That was my old thought. And then when Brad got me to watch The Conjuring as his last chance horror movie, and he promised if I didn't like The Conjuring, he would never let me watch another horror movie again, or never force me to watch another horror movie. So I watched it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Yes, not only did it scare the shit out of me, and I thought legitimately one time I had an accident, and I had to tell Brad to pause the movie to catch my breath and to make sure I didn't, make a mess down there. But don't worry, everything came out clean, or everything was clean. So, but I went back in there and I loved it. And the reason I loved it was for the fact that this movie, The Conjuring, told a story, and a really damn good story with good characters, and characters that we almost cared about. And yes, Erica, I will let you know exactly which scene that made me cause that accident in my pants, almost an accident. So I will let you know exactly what scene that is. But yeah, with this movie, though, after I watched it, I got to join the horror community, got to watch more horror movies, got suggested many great horror movies, and I just found a great community within the horror community, and I'm blessed for them every single day. And this community also made me have a better best like me being a better best friend towards my buddy Brad, my co-host on Good Real Hunting, and I got to had two new best friends through the horror community, all because of the movie we're watching tonight, The Conjuring. So I'm going to quit just gushing over it, because I could gush over it for about another 15 or 20 minutes. I think y'all want me to start this horror movie. So let's go ahead and start it. My HBO wants me to start it because they went back to this menu. So I got to get my whole setup again. So bear with me for just a second while I movie officially back on track. Alrighty. So I got me about, all right, I am right where I need to be. Hopefully you all need to be where you all need to be, because when I do the countdown, when I say play, we are going to hit play. So hopefully you all are ready, because officially Frightober will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play. Hopefully, y'all think this clock is a lot better than the clock I've used last month. I'm trying to find a clock that just actually matches the screen. Line up here, and we got this amazing, amazing score. And let me look up the person's name real quick, because I definitely want to bring you some insight. Oh, there's that damn doll, Annabelle. But yeah, here, I'm trying to find the name real quick. Where's that? Yeah, I'm gonna probably butcher this guy's name. Joseph Bashara. He is the musical composer for this movie, and he does an absolute phenomenal job in this movie. And not only is he the composer of this movie, but he also plays that damn bitch Bathsheba, our main entity in this movie too. So be aware of that. That's not a she, it's a he. So, but he does a really good job playing a she. All right, we got these gullible people just talking about they wanted to help people, and apparently help dynamic threats too. GTA 5 short films. What's going on? Saying y'all hating on me, huh? Well, first off, welcome to Chills and Thrills, my friend. But I will say, GTA 5 short films. I love GTA. So I will definitely check out what you all got coming up. All right. I'm gonna look through the comments real quick, just not to make sure I'm missing anything important. Well, shot by shot, I am so sorry to hear that. But again, I totally understand on that, because The Conjuring is on like a whole nother level of being a very, very scary movie. And hopefully you reconsider joining us for another future live stream of Chills and Thrills. Thank you so much, Shot by Shot. Hopefully you and your friend have a great night. A spooky night, that is. All right, they're taking the doll and they're getting Annabelle the hell out of there, which I absolutely agree with that method. All right, I think I am all officially caught up. Okay, let's see here. GTA 5 short films. I appreciate your love for Grand Theft Auto, but I think you are officially done. So you know me, and this is probably the last time you're going to know me. You are going to get the boot. Let's see here. We're going to get you the boot in five, four, three. There we go. Thank you, Ashton. One of my awesome wrenchmen on Chills and Thrills. Actually, do me a better favor. Not only just put him in timeout, but also get him out of here because we do not want GTA and that kind of behavior in the chat. So back to the movie. That'll be the last time I address GTA. All right, we're about to get the three loud bangs because you know what three loud bangs means. There it is. The three loud bangs, usually in paranormal movies, means it's just an insult to our Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's why the three knocks, which this movie actually will reference that and explain that. Damn right will help you, especially the Warrens will. They're actually more qualified to help than me, but oh, and Erica, again, I'm not sure if you saw the comment, but if you want to suggest a horror movie to add to my wheel to determine my 100th special watch, any horror movie you want, do you want to mention in the chat? I will get it on the list because I got Paula's suggestion for I Know What You Did Last Summer, 2025. And that would be very fun to do a live stream watch on, just so I can tell you how angry I get on that movie in the third act. Yeah, please let me know, Erica, because I know you'll cook up something good. And everybody else who suggested a horror movie to me so far has done a phenomenal job with the movie. So it'll be a tough list to pick from, and we'll see where the wheel lies. All right. We got done with our little presentation, which not for this particular scene for the presentation, but the one coming up like in the middle of the film. I will point out a very special cameo in that particular scene. Get off you aw, ZRTY's X. Whoa, you can't be aw, dumbass. Oh, I'm not a dumbass. Only a dumbass will call another person a dumbass. So Ashton, you know what to do. Give him the boot. Kooks. All right. We got our introduction to Ada Lorraine Warren, and now we get this long text, which I'm not going to read this text. I'll let you all read it because probably don't want to piss off a ZRTYX. But you know what? That's okay, Fo. Like, I just laugh at the haters because you know why? They hate us because they ain't us. Remember that. And I just again, this score to go with this title card too. This title card is freaking amazing. One of my top 5 favorite title cards of all time. God, it's so good. We've been following the Warrens even before The Conjuring. It was so great to hear they were making a movie about them. Yeah, that is crazy. It's just I've always been curious about the Warrens and their cases and everything. So I'm finally happy that somebody had the guts to tell their story. Even if it's a little over cinematic when it comes to the actual movies versus the real life occurrences. All right. Let's see. All right, there we go. Ashton, I'm sorry that the chat is keeping you busy tonight with all the trolls, but you know what? I know trolls suck, but at the end of the day, trolls means you're doing something right, and we're going to continue doing things right here on Chills and Thrills. All right, lesson number one about entering a house that you just bought. If your dog does not go into the house, rethink on your decision about that house, sell the house again, and go move to a nicer house because this dog absolutely is having nothing of it. Because this dog knows that this is going to be a rough situation. All right, and what I love about this thing right here is because James Wan and all of his horror and all of his movies in general loves to show the setting to this movie. Because right here he's showing off this house and he's doing it in really good camera techniques, and that's what I love about James Wan. And you'll see later on in this one particular scene I will address amazing camera angles. Paula loves this song, and I love dogs. Well, I love dogs, and I definitely like this song too. And this song really fits within this movie. Okay, okay, I will point out this. You all see that tree where that girl is at right now. Hate to tell y'all this. The tree is fake. They put that tree there to make it look creepy. Like it's just not like a normal house, like from the outside point of view. So that tree is not actually there. That is a prop of a tree. Gumball VR. Hello, welcome to Chills and Thrills. Saying love the content, bro. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. And I'm going to guess you're a subscriber, but just in case if you're not, please consider it because it absolutely helps this channel grow. Let's see here. Yeah, if it is, it is like from previously. I'm not saying that Gumball is, which I'm. It sounds like Gumball is not. Oh, of course it is. Good one, Gumball. So we all know, get Gumball out of here. And you know what? We'll keep playing this game. It don't matter to me because apparently you have no hobby, and I feel sorry for you. All right, let's continue on. We got our classic game of hide and clap, which let me know in the comments how many of y'all have played the game hide and clap or actually just wants to play the game hide and clap because I know I would love to give me and a bunch of our people within the horror community together in one big setting and play one humongous game of hide and clap. That's on my horror community bucket list. All right, let's see here. We got Miss Carter. What's going on there, Miss Carter? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We are watching The Conjuring, my one of my top three favorite horror movies of all time. Hmm. All right. Oh, hello. We got a new person who I know for a fact is not a scam or a troll. So let's actually give non-trollers their proper respect and so the hello. So Foul, what's going on there, Foul? How are you doing? Welcome to Chills and Thrills. Hopefully you consider hitting that subscribe button and tuning in to Chills and Thrills mostly weekly on 8 o'clock Eastern time on Saturdays. And we are on the Frightober. This is our first Frightober stream where we cover classic horror movies. And Val, very nice to meet you. Oh, if you the girl who just said "ew," I'm not sure if y'all recognize her or not, but that is Jodie King, who has been doing a lot of movies outside of the horror genre. My main one that I noticed her from is a little movie called Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, where she was like one of the assassins, one of the female assassins in the movie. Jodie King, definitely one of the best child actresses I have ever seen, and there's one scene in particular where I will prove my case on that. Oh, well, Paula, you're very nice for bringing Val into our chat, so that is so awesome. And Val, again, very nice to meet you. Let me go ahead and give my love and shout out for some Lily Taylor. I absolutely love her as an actress. So anytime I get to see her in any movie, I'm like, oh, it's Lily Taylor from The Conjuring. That's awesome. All right. Oh, you know what? And this is another thing with horror movies too. I'm not sure if y'all heard that like little creaking noise, but this is what I love about being a horror movie fan. You get to watch the same movie so many times, but you'll always pick up on little things that you really never noticed before. And that little creak right there kind of gave you that little taste of a scene later on that does that same creaking too. And I know exactly what scene that is, and I will point that out as well. All right, we got the cold factor because of anything with a paranormal house, it's always gonna be cold. There's the smell, so if it's cold, it smells, and your dog doesn't want to go in the house, do your all selves a favor, get the hell out of that house, it's haunted. Oh, and of course, we don't got clocks work. They're at 3, I believe it is 3:16. I know I've seen this a lot of times, and I was supposed to know this, but my gut is telling me 3:16 is the time that that damn beach Bathsheba, uh, you know, just didn't like where things are going and decided to hurt herself. But damn Bathsheba. BGT, we are doing a live watch party for the Conjuring. So you see that clock right down there? That is the timestamp that we are currently on. So if you want to shoot up your Blu-ray or go to HBO Max and watch along with us as I am providing my own personal commentary for the movie while also hanging out with the chat too. And BGT, welcome to Chills and Thrills. I'm sorry I didn't get to say hello to you earlier. I was just in my little groove. So, BGT, welcome, and hopefully you consider subscribing. For real, if I ever hear or see any weird shit at a house, I'm out. Not staying to figure out what's going on. Now, Erica, that is exactly what I'm talking about. That is me to a perfect T. And thank you, BGT. And thank you so much, Val, because I saw your comment about you just subscribed. Again, it is super appreciated. It's super helpful. More than you all can possibly know. Shit. Not 316. I was thinking of Stone Cold. Austin 316 said, I'll just whoop your ass. It is actually 306. Oh. Keelan from Kill the Chills. Kill the Credits. What's going on there, Keelan? He was my special guest last week while we watched Wolf Creek. Keelan, how are you doing, my friend? And hopefully all's going well with you. Uh-oh, we get some screaming. What the hell's happening here? Oh no. Mmm. Poor Sadie. Man, that's rough. Okay, too soon. I apologize. All right, we are officially at the Warren's house where you get to see a somewhat very good interpretation of what we call the Warren's Museum, where you get to see all these lovely artifacts that are either possessed, haunted, or used for ritual practices. Exactly what he said. But seriously, don't touch it. Ah, yeah, Paula, I understand that. I truly do. Like it sucks, but like if it kind of helps tell a story, I understand it. But yeah, a animal like death is never easy. So I'm sorry about that. That's why this movie, like The Conjuring, really just punches you in the gut, says, hey, we ain't gonna screw around in this movie, and we're gonna provide those scares and thrills to you. Of course, they always want to see the Annabelle doll. Which, of course, I'll go ahead and get the fact, or just get it out of the way here. That's not what the real Annabelle doll looks like. The real Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll, and it's in a much smaller case. Not in the big case like this. And that, even though I will say this, that is a way more scarier doll than a Raggedy Ann doll. Yeah, Erica, no, I'm telling you, Good Boy is gonna be a very hard watch, especially if I think what's gonna happen. But again, I praise it for, being a, horror movie and just going into that dark realm. Let's see, look at me speaking like Elmer Fudd. But yeah, we'll see how it is. I'm gonna give Good Boy a watch absolutely for sure. I just hope the dog makes it. Definitely way more scarier. Absolutely agree. Judy, go back into your room until we need your assistance in the fourth movie. Oh, well, hopefully you didn't get the haunted version of Raggedy Ann there, Erica. And again, I love this right here. We're just already saying a good family dynamic here, of kind of like it's great. Just like again, this is storytelling and building up these characters for us to be more invested into these characters when the bad shit happens later on in the film. Ben Grimm, what's going on there, Ben? How are you doing, buddy? Hopefully, all's going well with you. Doesn't Judy star in Annabelle 3? I haven't seen Annabelle Comes Home in a while, but I do remember from my memory that I really did enjoy it. But I can't. Yeah, I want to say she was in it. Okay, there we go. Ashton's got you covered, Ben. She was in it, but it was just a different actress. There was like three or four actresses that played the Judy character within the Conjuring universe, I believe. It's three or four. Yes, Farrah Farmiga is such a great actress, and I cannot remember her relation to Tierra Farmiga, who is the main protagonist in a movie called The Final Girls, and from the first season of America Horror Story. And season 3 as well for Tierra Farmiga. I think she's absolutely like both of the Farmigas are awesome. Okay, they're sisters. I could have swore I thought they were nieces and all that, but they are sisters. Uh-oh, we get our nice little pull section right there. And stop farting. God, I was gonna say, it's like, what in the world did they eat in order for something to be that stinky? Even though we all know that's a demon. Let's see here. BGT said, "How did you get the name Chills and Thrills?" Well, I'll be honest. I'm always honest here with everything that I do, YouTube related. Uh, I'm not afraid to say this. I do get some assistance from GPT, Chat GPT, which is an AI, but I mainly use it for the fact of getting like social media posts and all that. Nothing with ideas. Like it helps, like when I get the ideas though, because I think of the ideas of the themes and the logo and the name of everything. But what Chat GPT does for me is just it just makes them more neat and professional looking. So with that, and what let me get back to your question, folks. Like I just wanted to give you some insight on that because that's kind of how I got Chills and Thrills. It gave me a list of ideas. It gave me like a chill one and a thrill one. Then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I like both of those words, but not separate. Let's put them together because I know a lot of people do thrills and chills. So I decided to do in reverse order for chills and thrills. And that is how I got the channel name. All right, we got some noises to kind of create a very tense scene. And this movie, of course, absolutely knows how to deliver these tense moments. Brett, I will not be able to stay for the whole time since I have something I am doing at 9, but I am here till then. Well, Erica, I appreciate you hanging out with us and totally understand. Again, this is an open door channel. So if you want to come on in and hang out, great. If you want to leave, absolutely no problem at all. And we'll just see you for the next live stream. But Erica, appreciate you being here and hanging out with our amazing chat because I'm pretty sure I saw 18 people here in the chat, and I believe that is a Chills and Thrills record. So awesome. I'm already a happy camper. Plus, watching The Conjuring with you all already makes me a happy camper. Uh-oh. Andrea is the older sister. All right, we got ourselves a little sleepwalker. And what I love about these like little scene, like this kind of scene, it's just it introduces things that are going to be built up upon and be used later. And I think that is a kind of almost a little bit of a lost art in horror movies now. And they need to start laying more groundwork for them to use later on and have like actual meaning to them. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm missing anything else. Nope, I think we are all good. I'm going to put myself off camera for just a second. Enjoy Bert while I do something. All right, I'm back. I appreciate that. So let's see here. Ben Grimm says comedian Matt Rife owns the Annabelle doll now. Yeah, absolutely, he does, and he is absolutely insane for owning all that dangerous stuff along with the Annabelle doll. But you know what? That's his business. He can do whatever he wants with his money, and I just wish him nothing but the best of luck. Ain't that right, Annabelle? Yeah, I'm screwed. Uh-oh. Again, that's what I'm talking about. We had the whole sleepwalking, and now we get the introduction to the birds or to a bird. So that would be used on later on. And again, Paula, I am so sorry that you had to see that. Part of the this movie does not like animals, apparently. So so sorry for that. But again, I didn't make this movie. Yes, the Conjuring house is up for auction. I think it's our responsibility as a horror community that we all should invest into that house together and just keep it alive and make a haunted house attraction to it. That's what we should do as a horror community. That would be hot. Uh-oh. Do we have an imagine? Okay, quick question. Who all, and don't be afraid to admit it, okay? This is a safe space, no judging. Who all has had an imaginary friend? So let me know in the comments or let me know in the chat who all has had an imaginary friend, what's their name, and do they have like any special, like some uniqueness to them? Because my imaginary friend was a little person named Smiley. That was my imaginary friend, and I'll even show you what he looks like. Oh, okay. Actually, I'll tell you this. It's the hippie symbol of the smiley face, which is like the yellow with the black, that and the smiley face. That's pretty much freaking that's my imaginary friend named Smiley. Oh, Smiley. Got me through some hard times. Now, Lily Taylor, go play hide and clap with your daughter. There he goes. Such a good mom. She's not going to regret this at all. Before this game really gets intensified, we got Jamie Hart. What's going on there, Jamie? How are you doing? As Ashton perfectly says about Jamie, Jamie is the heart of the horror community. Jamie, hopefully all is going well with you, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. Okay, there's the first clap. All right. And I do agree with the rule, is that don't play hide and clap in a house that you're not too familiar with. Just like that, running into things. All right, we got our second clap. Let's see here. J Man, what's going on there? J Man from Backtrack Cinema. How are you doing, buddy? Hopefully, all is going well with you. I know how much you love this movie, The Conjuring, as well as I still remember where you had me and Destiny on to talk about this movie, and that was one of the my most favorite streams or streams videos that I've ever done on somebody else's channel. So thank you so much for that, J-Man, and hopefully you're doing well. Oh, here we go. Give me the third clap. God, this is so creepy right here. Just the hands coming out. Oh man, this shit's so good. And don't worry, we are coming up on that scene where I thought I almost had an accident in my pants. But I will let you know exactly what scene that is. Okay, you heard the breathing and all that there, and she could have sworn that her daughter was in that closet. Okay. We're at let's see here, 28 movies, 28 minutes within this movie. How many of you all have already left the house? Because honestly, with me, probably I would probably say the whole Sadie dying, that's when I would have left the house, in my opinion. So when would you all at this point leave the house? That is a lesson right there. Don't play hide and clap in a house that claps back. Oh, Erica, that's so fucking you're awesome. And we got 18 people watching in the chat right now. If we could get two more to get our first ever live stream to 20 people hang out in the chat. Okay, here we go. We're getting into some good shit now, so I got to get focused on this because there's a lot to address here. Uh Here, BGT, I'll get your comment here in a minute because this is one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie, and I will get to your comment here soon. Or Ashton, thank you for explaining, but I'll go into further detail of why on that. But just this right here with that second pull, and that's everything too. The sound, like whoever is the sound person that like just adds those particular sounds into this movie. Oh, such a good job. I hope they got a raise. And this is Jodie King right here, and to me, she is the absolute MVP. My in my opinion, I know a lot of people say like Farrah Farmiga, Patrick Wilson, Lily Taylor, they're the MVPs of this movie. But to me, she gives the best acting performance of the entire movie as this scene right here. And you're about to see some good old like what I addressed earlier of James Wamp's different unique uses of the camera. This is my favorite camera shot of his of all the movies that he's done. Let's see here. You see like how the camera moves back and forth, and now get ready to watch this unique little camera flip right here. It's done so well. Here it is, right there. God, that's so good. I wonder how many times it actually took him to actually get that particular kind of like motion with the camera right. But yeah, right here, Jodie King right here is just absolutely selling the hell out of this thing of her being afraid. And because again, with child actors and actresses, you never know what you're going to get because it's like the Forrest Gump analogy. Life is like a box of chocolates. So yeah, what Jodie King does here puts it on the top level for me of best child acting performance I've ever seen. Again, look at that camera angle, just so good. And I'm gonna just borrow a famous saying for one of the streamers that I really look up or I looked up to starting my YouTube journey is Dave McCrae. Uh, Dave McCrae always talks this big thing about like theater of the mind, just like just right in the mind right there. It's just like you should see a whole big like darkness right there, but it's just up to you as the viewer just to imagine in your opinion of what's in that darkness. Oh, see, there's that smell up behind you. I see that. Damn! God, that's again, just here's the thing with horror movies. They think they have to do something so humongous and big to scare you. It's the little things that always work in a horror movie, just like a slamming of a door, a little yank, anything like that. But here it is right here, where it's just Jody King is just selling this thing perfect perfectly. Once my family did. Okay, can everybody in the comment in the chat right now just do a kind of like a clapping emoji for me because that was awesome by Jody King. And I just want to make sure she gets her just a standing ovation. I'll do my best I can not to show you down here, but way to go. There we go. Thank you, Chad. You all are the best chat ever. I love you guys. Yes, it is the little things. What you don't see, small knocks, store slams, great tension. Exactly, Mika. Okay, I swear that line right there of like, can we go, can we do it again? I bet you $1,000,000 that was improvised. I bet you it was. If it wasn't, and that's good writing right there. But I felt like that's a little bit of good like improving in my opinion. All right. Thank you again. Thank you all so much. And Jamie, I saw, I believe, here, let me go back to not staying. Have fun, guys. Well, thank you so much, Jamie, for hanging out with us. And hopefully you have enjoyed the rest of your night and have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you so much, Jamie. Love you, girl. Yes, Erica, Ashton is doing awesome. I'm so happy with my decision of making Ashton a wrenchman on Chills and Thrills. And Ashton, I appreciate all your hard work tonight and for promoting the channel as well. So you are the MVP of tonight. Absolutely. All right, we are getting more bruises here, which damn, they're must be having some rough nights, if you know what I mean. All right, we're getting very close to the scene, to the legendary. Oh, let me not spill my drink. But we're getting super close to getting to that one scene where I thought I accidentally had an acid in my pants. We're so close. We're getting there. So bear with me just a little bit because I cannot wait to explain this story. And Brad was there, so he will back me up on this story. We are the keyboard warriors. Keep giving me those views. Thank you, trolls. Byron, the 4K actually already came out, so just keep an eye out for it of like buying opportunities. I need to get that 4K copy myself because I love to buy multiple copies of my favorite horror movies, and The Conjuring is definitely one of them. All right, okay. Okay, every time I watch this movie, that scene always scares the hell out of me because more importantly, I just keep on forgetting about it. But this time I was ready for it because I didn't want y'all to see me go like that and make an ass out of myself. But so I was preparing for that moment and I finally succeeded. Yes. But that's a good little cheap jump scare. Like I know people don't like cheap jump scares, but that one, in my opinion, was pretty damn effective. Gotta head out, Brett and Chad. Hope we all have a great night. Much love to you all. Thank you so much, Erica. And Erica, if you have not left just yet, I'll go ahead and let you know what that scare is. It's when Bathsheba jumps off top of the wardrobe. That was that scene. Paula says the score is amazing, builds the tension, and sets the tone. Couldn't say it better myself, Paula. Hell yeah. I absolutely agree with everything you just said. This would have been another incident where I would be out the door. Same here, Mika. Absolutely. I will be joining with you, and I'll be like Forrest Gump, and I would just keep on running. Oh man, this whole scene is so good. Even though like we get spoiled by this particular scene, like from the trailers and all that, but at the same time, it still scares you just because you just gotta put yourself into her shoes of how scary that situation can be. Well, ow. And you think she had bruises before. She definitely has them now. Damn right, Paula. I absolutely agree with you. And that's the moment where I almost had an accident. First time I watched this movie. This was the last movie to really scare me. I didn't have nightmares, but the late night drive home from the theater had me creeped out. And damn, bam, I wish I had that feeling and to see this movie back in 2013 with everybody else. So I'm so jealous of you, dude. Oh, Lily, where are you going? That little boy or just that little kid wanted to just wanted to play. Damn right, Ashton. This scene coming up almost had me take the Browns to the Super Bowl. That's literally why I told Brad to pause the movie. All right, we're about to get probably the most I would probably say this particular scene is the most popular scene of the entire movie for most of the casual horror fans. Want to play hide and clap? Bam, love it. Again, that scare was earned because of the way they built it up within 40 minutes into this movie. Brett, did you like Last Rites? Yeah, I did like Last Rites. I definitely thought it was way better than the third one, but it's still not on the same level as one and two for Conjurings one and two. It's like right in between one and two here, and the third one right here, and right here is the Conjuring four. Again, I thought it did a great job wrapping up the entire story of the Warrens. So I really had a good time with the movie. This thing was so yeah, and, Mika, this is the scene where I almost and I'll go ahead and say it because I know being kinda like, trying to edge my way around it and everything, didn't wanna creep anyone out or gross anybody out, but I'll say it this one time. This scene almost made me shit my pants. That damn bitch Bathsheba. Oh, man. Just when you didn't think you were scared for the characters before, this scene just takes it. It's kind of like say, "Oh, you thought that Lily Taylor scene was scary? Hold my beer. Watch what I'm getting ready to do right here and now." Oh, Keelan, I'm so sorry about that. Hopefully you will get to see it here soon. Oh, that little Undertaker rise up is so good. And again, I thought the scare was indeed going to come out that wardrobe, but then when I saw her do that, oh, sorry, it just puts me back into that zone in my head of that very night I watched this movie with Brad for the very first time. That scene absolutely scared the shit out of me. Literally and figuratively scared the shit out of me. And I had to tell Brad to pause the movie because that was the scare and still to this day, that was the scariest thing I have ever seen in a horror movie that made me jump the hardest. Like, it was so see that score and the shoot away from that chef's kiss, that entire scene, chef's kiss. Alright, now the Warrens are getting ready to tell you about the 3 steps into a successful possession. Oh, and look, you see that little scene right there that the nuns started to make. And, I'm getting ready to do, like, the Leonardo DiCaprio little point right here shortly because, there is a cameo within the, audience of this class, and I just don't want you to miss this particular cameo. Mm, that damn bitch phallic. Alright, I'm getting ready for my Leo point, so be ready for this hidden cameo. Well, sort of a hidden cameo, which I'm still weighing on the Nun 3 for to see that to happen. Right there. If you see that old lady, with the gray hair or, like, with the gray silver hair in that front row, that is the real life, Lorraine Warren. So that's an awesome cameo. I didn't really notice that until my 3rd watch of The Conjuring, is to see the real Lorraine Warren sitting in the front row, just learning about those 3, rule or those 3 things about, doing a successful possession. All right, the mom here, just begging the Warrens to come help her family here. But oh yeah, I'll take this time to say what I really love about The Conjuring with the first 2 movies. I addressed it earlier, but I think they're just on a whole nother class of its own of great horror movies. It's just the color grading to like this world of Conjurings 1 and 2 really fits with the time setting that this movie is in telling the story. Because the last like Conjurings 3 and 4, they kind of took away that color grading, and that really disappointed me because to me that color grading kind of gave the movie its own identity versus other horror movies within the horror genre. It also kind of also makes it feel super realistic as well. All right, the Warrens are officially inside the house. See, Lorraine has already sensed something incredibly wrong, so that is not a good start for the Perron family. There we go. She sees the second clue. It's not the Brady Bunch in this particular movie. That's the Perrin Bunch right there, and that's how we became the Perrin Bunch. That's a good one, Paula. Oh, I gotta look up one. Oh, and one of my friends, like I was watching this movie with one of my friends. I can't remember exactly who said it, but they brought it to my attention that this movie absolutely for the male actor given the most rad sideburn action. Look at the sideburns on freaking Patrick Wilson right there. And then for the rest of this movie, you'll see other people have those thick sideburns. They come in threes. Make a mockery of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Oh, want to address this too real quickly as well. The dad of the parent family of Roger, which Roger is played by Ron Livingston. And yeah, it took me forever to finally put two to two together. In fact, the dad, right there, you see, like Roger, he is the main lead into Office Space. And I just dumbass me could never just put two to two together on that. So when I watched this on the big screen, not this past Monday, but 2 weeks ago, I finally said like myself to the theater, "That's the damn guy from Office Space. That's freaking crazy." BRB, real quick. I'm just going to turn on the fan in my room because it's a little hot in here. All right, let's see here. Just checking some comments here. I think we are all square away. We are just so focused in on the movie. I love it. Oh, poor Rory. Why is he sad? And again, this is like what I mentioned earlier. It's just like just small introduction to things to create a scare later on. This is just another great example of it. And remember this little toy box because it comes back into play in this story two more times. Yeah, two more times. Cole, what's going on there, buddy? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you, and hopefully, I talked to you. Been talking to you for most of the day. Hopefully, those ribs turned out great because they look. Oh, there's Rory. Those ribs look absolutely delicious. This music box was so creepy. Yeah. And not only like did it play like just the perfect tone of creepiness, but just the look of it, the dirt on it and everything. It's just whoever introduced that particular music box, really good job. And again, want to dress it again. That tree is a prop tree. So that tree is actually not real at all. It was all made to create that outside scary environment that goes to the house because I thought it was real for the longest time. But oh, did you hear that little that I can't really make the sound, but if you all heard that sound right there, because again, it was introduced way early on in the movie when Mrs. Perron was waking up from her sleep. God, that's scary as shit right there. When the mother woke up to due to that particular noise, and here it is getting reintroduced again. Because again, God, like James Wan just is such a master at the setting up the tension into his horror movies. You okay? So now Roger tells us that we didn't do any research before moving into this house. Big error. If I'm moving into a house that that has been built and people have lived there before, I'm doing my damn research on seeing what goes on in that house before I buy it. Luckily for me, in the house I am currently, it's a brand new house. I'm the first occupant of this new house, so didn't honestly have to worry about it. So intuition, or that just makes everything really easy. All right, show us Bathsheba hanging around. And this is a great introduction to Lorraine and her abilities. So I thought this is very, really well done. All these scenes right here, just to explain, just to kind of show you, kind of like the process of how Lorraine Warren does her magic. Whether you believe the real life Warrens are phonies or not, but if we just give it the slight idea that it was real, very good job on how to interpret it on the screen. So let me ask you all in the chat. Do you think the Warrens are a bunch of schemers, or do you think there's some truth into what they actually do? Because I kind of say 50-50 for me personally. Like, I think what they do is like really like they try to do good, but at the same time, they also you kind of like use that as well to make themselves famous and rich too. So they've done some good and they've done some wrong, in my opinion. But the native burial ground below you is a cause for concern. Well, I didn't do that much research, so hopefully, like at least I wasn't the poltergeist situation where I was building a house on top of a burial. Yeah, exactly, a burial ground. So I made sure of that. I think I'm very solid, or I'm good there. Okay, remember this locket right here because this will come into play later on in a scene where I don't think a lot of horror fans really kind of put two to two together on, or kind of ask some of the questions about like how does this happen. I'll tell you exactly the thought process on that when we get to that particular scene. Let's see here. Yes, I will have to take my dog to the viewing before I buy. Very smart, Mika. Very, very smart. I think they were real. A lot of the skeptics came from the journalists and other paranormal groups. And yeah, that's the truth too. So it's kind of, especially during that time period where we didn't have social media and all that. So it's easy to believe what journalists say, but now with the technology and social media that we have, and to knowing the truth within ourselves, yeah, maybe they were real. That damn bitch Bathsheba. What they did for paranormal investigations can't be denied, and I absolutely agree with that. All right. Oh, well, look at that. 307 coming back. Even though I'm pretty sure I thought they said 306, but again, that could be me going over 2 on the time. All right, we're just again doing the proper research that Roger should have done himself, or at least the mother. But I still blame it on Roger because he was the one that made the whole move into buying the house. And this is Bathsheba's one and only warning to the Warrens: do not come back, or I will fuck you up. Do the Warrens listen? Nah. And look, they have all the times to do it, 307. Again, we get the nice camera zoom on to the house right there. I'll ask you this, chat. Do you think that Conjuring house right there is the best looking horror house in the horror genre, or do you think there's a better house out there within the horror genre? For which you say, ain't the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house for the remake house? Is that the best, the scariest looking house, the best looking house, or is it the Amityville horror house? Or like, let me know what you think on that. And I will say, I am so sorry. I will have to step away for 1 second, so continue enjoying the movie because this is a good time for me to take a little or do a little refill on water. They're just setting up the house for, future scares to come along the way, so I will be back right me just really quickly. And Mika, I will get to your comment there, when I come back. I am so sorry. All right, I am back. I am so sorry for that. So I should be good for the rest of the way here. So what are y'all talking about in the chat? Because I understand they are just still building up here. And my movie accidentally paused too. So like, are we at the scene here where like Warren is talking to Roger, and they're kind of like concluding finishing up the house, or like just setting up the house for our future scares? He's setting the crosses right now. All right, the door just opened. So, like, is that where we at currently, or do I need to pause it for like a couple of seconds? Chester, I'm going to assume with that comment, Michigan is not playing well. All right. Mr. Warren is getting ready to go down to the cellar to try to draw out the ghost. Again, is that where we're at? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, because I'm trying to again catch back up with you all too. Because when I took off my headphones, which I shouldn't have done, it paused my movie just for a split second. So I want to make sure I'm around the same area as you guys are. All right, let me read your all's comments real quick while they're trying to draw out that damn bitch Bajiba. I would say the Amityville Horror House. Yeah, again, that might be, in my opinion, the most classic horror movie house in the history of the horror genre. I just don't think you can perfect such a scarier house inside and out. So that's a great pick. Or actually, double Mika. Are we talking about the original? Because that's why I'm safely assuming it's the original. Or are we talking about the remake? It's one of the best horror houses. Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be my pick. So, Ashton, that's the same to you. Is that the remake or the original? Because I love the original house too, just because it looks so simple and clean on the outside. But once you know, it's the best explanation of saying it might look great on the outside, but the inside could be a totally different story. The Poltergeist would be my pick for horror movie houses. And Chester, that is a great pick. That's a very good one to put like on a top five. Absolutely. And Mika and Ashton are saying both the OGs. So there we go. So we're talking about the original houses. Um, Bisha says, now get the hell out of my freaking basement. It was a draft. Remember that because that'll come back later with the draft. And as you see for those two male characters right there, awesome sideburn action going on. I wish I can have sideburns like these characters. Okay. I really enjoyed this scene right here because for the first time since the family's moved into the house, we've had some kind of like some like a peaceful atmosphere, just like an actual normal family breakfast going on here. Like the first, like one of the few times they're having a good memory in that house, and I really do enjoy this thing. Exactly what Lily Taylor said. And of course, Ed Warren making some very delicious looking pancakes. So I'm going to still safely assuming that I am right where you all are at. So far so good. So thank you so much, chat, and especially Ashton for being amazing tonight in our live chat. I appreciate you all. And hopefully, more importantly, hopefully y'all are having a really good time. If you need me to talk less, I will. Or if you like how I've been doing this stream tonight, I'll keep doing it this way too. So feedback is always greatly appreciated. Anything I can do differently to make chills and thrills better, let me know. All right, we got and I love this right here because she kind of knows this a couple of times within the movie already. Just yeah, you just see like where it was like a brightness to the thing, and now we just get this whole dark shadow and all that. Like, because the screen was light, but now it's super dark. Yeah, right here in particular. Oh, that's such a good scare for a first time watch. That was so good. And I wanna know how they did that, with, like, the whole blanket heading going up to that particular window, like, because I gotta know how they pulled off that scene because that scene looks so good. Alright. Bathsheba is now doing the procession. Possession completed. No, Ashton, I do not need feedback about the Chiefs. The better team won. The best news is there's still 17 games to play. We'll be okay. Best of luck to your Patriots tomorrow because they're the ones that are gonna need it. Damn, that's some super hearing there. That should have been my first sign that something is terribly wrong because I don't think no human being should be able to hear that good. Yes, how love how the weather changes. Yeah, not just the weather, but just the darkness in the rooms and all that. Yeah, just again, it's like we said, Mika, and you mentioned it earlier. Just it's the small things that make it the best in any horror movie. Like just makes the like takes a horror movie from good to great. It's just those small little things. That's a good joke right there. But now we're gonna get a little bit more of the background of what, kinda like what's why they've been taking such a long break, just because of Lorraine's, incident. Which again, hopefully, they replay that whole incident in The Nun 3, or if they choose to do a Nun 3 in the future, I'm not very sure, but I figure that, like, whole point is still gonna happen here, but I guess we'll see. Time will only tell. See, it only happened a couple of months ago. And that scene right there, very important when we, eventually get into The Conjuring 2, because I definitely plan on putting, wanting to do The Conjuring 2, on Chills and Thrills in the future, but just waiting on the right theme to do it. Well, you'll ask eventually. Alright, what we got coming up here is, in my opinion, the most underrated scare into the entire movie. Because when I watched this particular scene for the first time, absolutely also scared the shit out of me. Not as bad as, Bathsheba jumping on top of the wardrobe, but yeah, still pretty damn creepy. Just to give you a little hint, look what she made me do. It always and again, when you hear those wind chimes when it's not supposed to be that windy outside, you know something's about to happen. Sorry about that. I thought that was important. It was not. Right there, if you just heard it, look what she made me do. To me, the most underrated scare in this movie is this right here. And while we're building up to this scare, let me know in the chat what is your scariest scene in this movie, or like what scene in The Conjuring absolutely scared the hell out of you? Let me know. Nice, 26 votes in the chat right now. I love you guys so much. Thank you. God, that's so creepy right there. And I thought it was going to be just one of those instances where like it's not going to be a big scare and all that, and I was wrong. God, that was so good. And now things are about to get amped up to another level. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad. Oh, you're a Patriots fan too. I know Ashton's gonna love you now, Paula. For a fellow Patriots fan there. Mika says, I would say it would have to be the hand clapping scene in the basement. Also the wardrobe. And again, what's awesome about that, Mika, that's like back to back scares right there on that too. And that's what's crazy. Like two of the biggest scares for you were back to back. I would couldn't even imagine how fast your heart or your heartbeat was going on that. Paula says, for me, it was the hand clap besides Vieira's head. Or are you talking about Mrs. Perron's head? Or is that what you're talking about? Lily Taylor? Just like that? Because I believe that's what she meant. All right. The damn UV light. And for anybody that plays Phasmophobia, you know how important UV lights are into the game of Plasmophobia or Phasmophobia. Cole, if you're in the chat, don't hurt me too bad. All right. Well, good thing they're not using that UV light into the parents' room. Instead, they're actually using it the way that it was intentionally supposed to be used. All right. We are looking. Where could they possibly be? Oh, there we go. A little secret passageway. That's the one Lily Taylor, the second hand clap scene. Yeah, that was the one I was referring to. I figured that was the one that you were discussing there, like the most famous scare of in the entire movie for most horror fans. I believe, yeah. So, but again, that's still a great scene. Well, thank you, sweetheart. That would have been useful information, like 15 minutes ago when I entered this house. It, the kids always give you the most important details when it's already too late. All right, she has found the secret location of the music box. Oh man, we'll see. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong. Oh, also, come on, Lorraine. It's like you gotta put it back exactly where it was. Like you didn't put it back in its exact location. Oh, it's all good, Paula. Like I understand, especially with you. Like this is the second time you've ever seen this movie, so don't blame you at all. Oh, we have found the noose, which is not good. Okay, I gotta ask this question. I do. This is here's the thing. Like, even if your favorite horror movie of all time is like a perfect five out of five for you personally, which awesome. You can still find some things wrong with your favorite horror movies, and to me, this is a little bit, just a tiny little thing that's wrong to me. How is Lorraine Warren's legs not broken? Because someone try to defend that of how her legs, like to me, her legs are they gotta be broken right there. So can someone defend how they were not broken? Alrighty. Lorraine is not in a very good situation. I love the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey love in the chat right now. So happy for them. All right, we got back that damn music box, and of course she's going to play in the complete dark. And again, this was such a good build up too. Oh, there's Mama. Or Ghost Mama, that is. Oh, they're gone. Whew. That was too close. Ah! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And this is where you just learn that Bathsheba takes possession of the mothers so that Bathsheba can kill the children, and so that the blame goes towards the parent and not Bathsheba. Damn, I forgot that scene there. So you got me. You finally got to saw me do a jump scare on Chills and Thrills. My first Chills and Thrills jump scare. Congratulations. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it because I totally forgot. I forget every damn time. Denise, what's going on there, Denise? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. And thank you so much for hanging out with us on a spooky Saturday night. Mika, did that scare you too? Because, God, my, that was what we call a very effective jump scare. And now, Bathsheba is super pissed. Nancy? God, that's crazy. And I remember seeing the behind the scenes on how they pulled this off. I need to watch those behind the scenes again because I thought it was very interesting how they pulled off this scene. I'm not sure why they had the necessary like the why it was necessary to cut off the hair right there. So I feel bad for Nancy. But hey, guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see here. Sorry I'm late. I almost forgot about the stream. My bad. Hey, Denise, that's okay. Hey, you're here now, and we're about to enter this amazing third act of The Conjuring. So you made it just in time, actually. So welcome. Welcome again, that is. And there's this little bell called a notification too. So that way you can remember when we're always going live on Saturdays at 8 o'clock Eastern time to bring you on the spooky thrills while we're chilling. Uh-oh. Was that Judy in the water? God, that was a good that's good. That's very cool editing right there. I wonder how they did that too. Damn. So I'm getting a little spooky. I accidentally hit my water on my desk. Hey, hey, husband, I'm on the phone. Don't be rude. I'm on the phone. You can say that. All right, we're checked into a little bit of a hotel right there, getting away from the house. So it should be over. get The Exorcist, just take it, like, just, cleanse the house, all's good in the world, right? Right? We'll find out. That's terrifying that even in the first film, they knew Judy was their weakness. Oh, yeah. I'm just telling you, demons or just ghosts or anything like that, they absolutely do know your fears and they will absolutely use it against you too. And that is terrifying, especially on someone so innocent as a child. And there is Father Gordon right there, who you'll see throughout the entirety of the Conjuring or the Conjuring franchise. That is not just for the Conjuring films and other parts too. I think another movie of his I've seen was La La Llorona. Not try to get that mixed up with Corona or anything like that. But yeah, so he's a crucial part into this franchise. Or Father Gordon, how about we do The Exorcist right here, right now? Do it now. Okay, and I referenced this earlier in the stream, and now I will bring it up that some people have questioned this particular scene right there. How in the world did Bathsheba get from all the way to the Conjuring house to the Warrens' house? It's because of this little locket right here, between Judy's locket and Lorraine's locket. And as you kind of see the locket just spinning, just doing all that motion, is because Bathsheba is like using that as like a portal to go from, like, it's like, in a better word, teleports. And now Bathsheba is attacking where it hurts, or as Mika said, going after the Warrens' weakness. And I think she did this, meaning like it smells awful in that room. Portal, exactly right. I try to use a fancier word over than transportation. So hopefully, I was hoping that portal would have been a best word to use, and I'm glad you agreed. Because like on my first watch, that whole like the whole idea of a portal or teleporting kind of flew over my head. So yeah, it was like the second. I would say the second time I actually noticed it a little bit more. I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. So I can understand the confusions on anybody watching The Conjuring for the first time. The kind of just to kind of question the movie on how in the world did Bathsheba get there. We darn right we know that Judy also has abilities. But again, as a child, you don't know how to control those abilities. And I'm trying to remember because again, I haven't seen Annabelle Comes Home in a while. That samurai suit, was that samurai suit in Annabelle Comes Home? Oh, oh, here's that whole scene again where just the darkness just takes control of the whole environment. So good. Oh, and we hear that creak again. And when you hear that creak, Bathsheba's always around. So if you don't have wooden floors in your house and you hear that kind of creak, it's Bathsheba. Blu-ray Addict, what's going on, man? What's going on there, dude? How are you doing? Hopefully all's going well with you and you're winning that battle with your addiction to Blu-rays. So welcome, Blu-ray. Made it just in time. We're about to enter this badass third act here, and we got Bathsheba loving playing with dolls. And of course, Bathsheba and Annabelle are going to team up on poor little Judy. God, that turn from Annabelle. I said, "Damn it, Nana, wake the hell up." I said, "Judy, how do you get yourself into this situation?" All right. Yeah, damn right, get back, Judy. Talk about a close call. All right, let's see here. Fails it. Let's see here. Mika saying that they use Annabelle too because she has always been one of Judy's big, excuse me, of Judy's biggest fears. And Mika, I know exactly where your mind is going with that. And I absolutely agree with you. And I'm right there with you. Like I'm reading your thoughts right now telepathically, like as a portal, like from this direction, from this screen to your screen, just using that portal to enter your mind because I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, dadgummit, daughter, you have one job is to make sure that nobody leaves that hotel. Even though wouldn't that be freaking hilarious that those parent family was staying at the Bates Motel? Wouldn't that just been absolutely hilarious? And that's the ever and I will actually ask this question, like, what's it like why did she take those 2 daughters in potential? Like, I was just wondering about her thought process on, like, 2 on, like, the particular children that, Bathsheba was targeting, because there were 5 of them. So what made her decide to take, like, 2 of the 5? Which I guess is just easier to manage, but I know why they took the youngest one because the youngest one doesn't stand a chance. But then, like, why did they take, like, I would think the second youngest? I was looking the real story up on Google, and not all of the demons from the movie were real and not part of the real story. And yes, Paula, that is true. But again, it's a cinematic movie for Hollywood and all that, and they had to find ways to get butts into seats. So yeah, they took I would say a good third of the realness of The Conjuring and added it to this film. Damn right, use that shotgun. Yeah, talk about close call right there. Maybe because they were the youngest and the easiest to take. The older kids probably would have given her resistance. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too. That was a good concept right there. But my thing is, would she try to go after the other children later on? Luckily, we didn't have to figure that out. Ow. Oh, ow. Talk about freaking The Exorcist wire pull. Oh, that's so good. This whole 3rd act is just, like, bonkers. That's the best word to use. It's bonkers, and I love every second of this 3rd act. Okay, there we go, and we're just gonna leave a child in the car unattended, like, no big deal. What could possibly go wrong? Ow. That's the thing with possessed people. They are super strong. Ow. Again, major props to, again, to Lily Taylor, Just freaking amazing performance throughout the entirety of this movie, especially in this 3rd act. Major props to her. Well, Father Gordon should, be driving like 90 miles an hour. That's what he should be doing. Yeah, the priest, I understand in, Mr. Warren's, situation. Hey, when Farrah Farmiga tells you that she's gonna fricking stay and help you, you let Farrah Farmiga stay and help you, and I just realized the entirety of the time just because I was so excited for tonight's stream, totally forgot about the scrolling banner down there, so hopefully you will take this time, in the 3rd act to read that banner. It does the usual spiel, like, subscribe, all that, helps the channel. So, but again, I was so excited to hang out with you guys tonight, watching one my personal horror movie that means a lot to me. And I've been having a phenomenal time with you all tonight. Trolls and all, I've been having an amazing time with you all. Lily is a great actress. No, absolutely agree with you. Love Lily Taylor or Tyler Taylor. Tyler. She is very underrated in this movie. I've noticed the fans talk more about Farrah Farmiga. Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Farrah Farmiga's the bigger name. Lily Tyler is just better, like just the best standout performance in my opinion. Always underrated as an actress. She's so good, and I absolutely agree with you on that. Oh, where were the birds? There we go. We got the birds in action here. I'm sure Alfred Hitchcock would be very proud to see his birds being used in this movie. One moment. Sorry about that. I just didn't want y'all to see me having the my nose. So I just didn't think that would be very enjoyable to watch. So he was in Haunting of 1999. And, Chester, I actually have not seen that movie, but I heard that movie has a really good cast in it. And now I know that Lily's in it. I'm definitely gonna have to give it a watch. Maybe in the month of October. I think now that would be the appropriate time to give Haunting of 1999 a watch. Doesn't she play the mother in Leatherface? Well, Keelan, I will tell you my thoughts about Leatherface. I've only gotten through 10 minutes of that movie, and I absolutely fell asleep throughout the entirety of that movie. I only made it for the first 10 minutes of the movie, and I was like, ah, credits played. And to me, and I'm not trying to do a pun here, Keelan, at that point, I killed the credits for that movie. Ooh, that's gross. Which I know for a lot of people watching, her puking up that blood right there is a bad thing. It's actually a good thing just because, he's winning partially of the possession battle or like the exorcist battle. And then we get Bathsheba right there. It's actually not, too bad if you ignore the Texas Chainsaw Massacre connection or the attempt at it. See, and that's the thing, Elin, I couldn't do it because again, first 10 minutes, I fell asleep. And the thing you cannot do if we're putting a movie together is making the audience fall asleep. I think Ed did it. Ed, you son of a bitch, you did it. Uh, Never mind, I was wrong. And yeah, just as like Paula alluded to earlier, that a lot of this movie like did not happen in real life. This is the major one that absolutely did not happen in real life. But could you just imagine if that did happen in real life? How freaking scary that must have been to watch. And that's the second time we get an Undertaker sit up. And God, just the makeup effect right there, like the full possession of Mrs. Perrin is so good. Damn, now Ghost are shooting with freaking 12 gauges. Davey, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. We're just about close to finishing up The Conjuring here, one of my personal favorite horror movies of all time. And I know you're so sad not being able to hang out with me as we both are watching The Conjuring, because I understand work got in the way, and that is totally okay. But don't worry, we will get Davey Devray on Chills and Thrills for a future watch party. Washiba! God, I condemn you back to hell. Yeah, keep going, Roger. You see, the first time I've seen the light sing a lot of times, and I never really put two to two together. But now I'm finally putting two to two together here. That's just that shine of light, meaning that she's coming back from the darkness, and that her soul is getting clean, and the possession is going away. So Bathsheba officially lost her fight with the Warrens and Mrs. Perrin. So I thought that was a nice little touch. Yeah, exactly, Mika. The scene is so emotional. Yeah, especially like after she comes back to her senses and everything. And the music choice here too, like with this last scene too, really helps as well. She's like, "Mommy, what the hell? I am never trusting you again." Because in like real life too, and this is actually true. I think that it's the youngest daughter who kind of has had a strange, just a weird relationship with her mother. So that part is kind of true, and they kind of put a little bit in it, but it's a Hollywood movie, so of course they had to give you a happily ever after. See right there. Hmm. Oh man, this this pulls on the old heartstrings right here. And as this movie is wrapping up, if you want to go ahead and give your official rating for this movie in the chat, I will be happy to address those. There's that joke I told you about. Did a draft do that to your face? That was a joke well earned because they set it up. Again, great music here. Oh, she got her locket back. Oh, see, I'm getting chill bumps right now just seeing that scene right there is so good because again, the writing and how James Wan just does everything with this movie and the characters makes you feel for these characters, and you're glad that these characters are safe and sound. So that's why I was getting the chill bumps right there, is because I was just so happy that that family made it out. Oh yeah, the locket full circle, yeah, definitely. And the last time we will see this, hopefully to see this freaking toy box right here, put it into the museum. The case in Long Island, you say? I wonder what that can potentially mean. Guess we'll find out with the Conjuring 2 watch party in the future. All right, a famous quote by Ed Warren. Very great quote right there. Damn, we get that damn creepy music box again. And the first time I watched this, in this last scene right here, I literally thought somebody was gonna appear, like just like appear right there to give you that last good jump scare. But against that Dave McCrae technique, theater of the mind, you create that fear yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, that was The Conjuring from 2013, the one that created the franchise, which I believe that this still holds true to this day, the most profitable horror franchise of all is The Conjuring. So congratulations on that, directed by James Wan. And as you're seeing with these credits right here, all these are real articles and pictures. Well, except for that one, because of course that's Patrick Wilson and Farrah Farmiga. But yeah, you see the kind of like the cult, like the plague right there, the cult right there. All that was true because it was more of ritual practices. And there's the Artifacts Museum. So, you can watch this on your own, but like as you see these articles right here, all those were true articles right there. So I'm gonna exit out my movie, get rid of this clock because we no longer need it. So let's see here. Mika says, "Great film, still holds up." And I agree. This movie absolutely still holds up, and to me, it's one of the best horror movies of not just the 2010s, but in my opinion, best ever. Eli Cortez, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. We're just about to wrap up here, but appreciate you just wanted to chime in and say hello. So, final thoughts of the movie for me. Again, this movie means a lot to me for the fact that without this movie, I wouldn't be able to meet each and every single one of you. I wouldn't be able to make a awesome YouTube channel with my best friend Brad of Good Real Hunting. None of this is possible without this movie right here, The Conjuring. I love this movie. I love it to death. I understand it has some flaws in it. And it's not necessarily perfect, but it's just perfect to me. So this movie will always get a 5 out of 5. And on Chills and Thrills, a 5 represents a killer classic. This one slays in every way. A top tier fright fest and an essential watch. And I love that last part of it. An essential watch, and I absolutely agree with that. Let's see here, and I got a couple of comments to show off, and I'll show you what's coming up next Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for our second movie of Frightober, the Frightober season. Let's go with Jason Mongol's comment here first, saying it's good, but once you know all the scares, it loses its edge. But I always prefer part 2, and that is a very interesting debate. But I'll get in more into that debate as we're doing a Conjuring 2 watch party later on in the future of Chills and Thrills. Again, I'm just waiting on a perfect theme to go with the Conjuring 2, but I definitely have plans with the Conjuring 2. Let's see here. AJ Golan says, seen it many times. He loved it. And I guess what? I loved it too. And our boy Ashton, who's the MVP, and I'll leave it off with this, giving it that good old killer classic, a 5-star. Not only my favorite James Wan film, but also one of my all-time favorite horror movies. Hell yeah, Ashton. That is so awesome. I couldn't agree more with you right there, my friend. Mika's giving it that killer classic all the way. Paula even goes, I went killer classic, which that's great, especially this being your second time watching The Conjuring from 2013. So that's awesome for you to rate it so high on your second watch. See here. So all right. Last one. James Wan was the perfect director for this movie and franchise. Yeah, Paula, it's just unfortunately to me, James Wan only did Conjuring 1 and 2. The rest of them, he was an executive producer on, even though we all kind of know executive producer doesn't mean really a whole lot. That's just really a movie advisor. The director does most of the work on that. So that's why Conjurings 1 and 2 will always be the best in the Conjuring universe, is because the director is James Wan. So, all right, that's all I see in the comments. So, what are we doing next Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for Frightober? I will tell you exactly what we're doing. We're going to be doing one of my other personal favorite horror movies of all time, includes my favorite Final Girl of all time. And I couldn't do this alone, too. So next Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, we're going to be doing the movie You're Next. And I'm going to be having special guest Destiny, who is one of my best friends within the horror community. Love her to death. She will give great insight to this movie as well. So me and Destiny will be having a good time next Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time while we're watching You're Next. And hopefully you all will consider hanging out with us next Saturday. And let's see here. Yeah, You're Next. Hell yeah. Love Aaron. Still haven't seen that. Whoa, yo, Adrian, you need to go see You're Next so you can hang out with us next week, or watch it next week with us as we're watching it on screen as your first watch too. However you want to do it. Action says You're Next. Let's go. Absolutely, let's go. So let's go ahead and close this out so we can have something to look forward to next Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So let me ask you all, for the ones watching after the fact, what are you all thinking about The Conjuring from 2013? Do you think it's that ultimate classic, that killer classic from the 2010s, or just one of the best horror movies you've ever seen? Or do you have problems with The Conjuring? Let me know in that comment section down below so we can always keep that discussion rolling. So until then, I'm going to go ahead and close out tonight. What a great kickstart to Frightober, even with the trolls involved, because even trolls help this channel. So Ashton, thank you so much for all of your hard work in the chat. You have been amazing, and everybody else who has hung out with us and voted, you all have been amazing as well. So I will see you all next week on Chills and Thrills. So one question, who's next? I got the answer. You're next.
Yes, it's dinner time again.